when we get to the D2 fabric, notice that in our chart, it's marked out. And here where it talks about fabric D2 is also marked out. The reason for that is that we are using one of the alternates, which happens to be the fabrics used to make the cover quilt. So we're going to look on page 36 instead to cut our D2 fabric because we actually have a D2A and a D2B. So I'm going to go to page 36. Okay, here I am on page 36, and you will see that this is alternate number 1 for our fabrics D2, D4, and D8. Now, again, we are not doing all of these fabrics this time. We will save fabric D8 for another month, so we'll be doing these. And specifically right now, I want to talk about our D2A and D2B fabrics. These are the fabrics that are going to be used in unit D1, the spiky fan unit, and you can place your fabric swatches here. All right, so let's take a look at our cutting instructions for fabrics D2A and D2B. You should have 3 strips, 3 2¼ inch strips from each of those fabrics, so D2A and D2B, so a total of 6 pieces. You still want to place them right side up, and you want the D2B fabrics, B as in boy, on the bottom, D2A on the top. From there, you position the 4 unit D1s, template layout sheet number 1 papers, and cut a total of 20 pieces matching the size and shape, 10 from each fabric. So remember, you have 6 strips stacked together. So every time that you make a cut, you get 6 strips. So when I make this cut, I have 6 strips. Then when I make this cut, I have 12. 6 more makes 18. And if I cut this very last stack with all of the fabrics on it, I'm actually going to end up with 24. Now that's fine. You can go ahead and cut 24, but if you want to, you could go ahead and pull some of the strips off. We only need 1 more, right? We're at 18. We only need 1 more of each fabric, the fabric A and the fabric B. So if you want to take a fabric A and fabric B and only use this template layout sheet number 2 on those last 2 fabrics so that you have only cut exactly the number you need, totally fine. If you want to go ahead and cut all 24 and just have extras, if that's easier, that's totally fine too. All right, and then once we cut these, whether you cut the 20 or the 24, we are going to go ahead and resort the fabric pieces before we do all of our final cutting. So see how it says resort the fabric pieces by fabric color to make 2 stacks of each color. So if we had 20 pieces total, that means we're going to have 10 of each color. Put 5 of them under a template layout sheet. And I am going to demonstrate this with actual fabric here in a few minutes, but I just want to go ahead and go over all of it in the pattern so that you know it's in the pattern and you know where it is. All right, so then we cut the pieces in half across this line to separate the final sets. Once you have separated these into the individual pieces, you're going to go ahead and put a paper clip on the sew side and place everything in bag D1. Here we are for fabric D2. Remember that we have 2 colors. We have an A and a B. The B color, which is the darker color in this case, is on bottom. I have 3 of those, and I have 3 of my little bit lighter color on top. I'm going to use the template layout sheet number 2, and again, starting away from the selvage, I'm going to place this. I've already put the glue on the back side. I do have 4 of these, so I can go ahead and place them all, but for the purpose of getting everything under the camera, I'm just going to do it one at a time. So all we do here at the beginning is just simply cut the size and shape of the template layout sheet. So there's 1 stack. I'm going to do this 2 more times, and then we're going to talk about the last stack. Here we are, ready to cut our very last stack. And remember that if you look in the instructions, we need 20 of these strips total that are stacked under template layout sheets. If I cut the entire last stack, I'm actually going to end up at 24 because I have 6, 12, 18 with these first 3 stacks that are up here, and then this will give me 24. I only need 20, so I can actually take 4 strips off. But you got to be careful. You only want to take 2 of each color and leave 1 of each color for your strips. All right, so place my very last piece here and just go ahead and cut those last 2 strips. So now I have a total of 20. The instructions tell you to go ahead and restack these under the template layout sheets in their color. So we are going to stack all of the darker ones together. That makes 4. And we actually want 2 stacks of each. So if there's 20 total, 10 of each color, that means 5 in each stack. So 5 are under here now, and they're all the same color. They're the darker D2 color. I have 3 here so far. 4. 5 of a light color. I'll do this one more time with each color. Okay, I have 2 lights right here and 2 darks. And now I just need to make my final cut along cut line 1 on each of these. So I will do that and paper clip each stack. So I'm going to do this 4 times. All right, I have all 4 sets of each color that have been cut down the middle now. And so for now, all I want to do is put a paper clip on each stack. Okay, I have paper clips on each stack. I've put my A on the top, and I'm again going to grab a binder clip and just go ahead and binder clip these together. I don't have to worry about any sort of order because all of these just say that they are template D1-2. It doesn't matter what order for now. We will get them in the proper order once we start stacking for actual sewing.